It's Monday night. You know what time it is. You know what that means. It's always this time of the week that I do the Major League Rugby breakdown for last week. But before we even get into that, I know there's two questions on your mind. Yes, this is a Chennai Super Kings jersey. Yes, I am a CSK fan. And the other one is, why does he have this thing on here? Folks, you need to subscribe to this channel if you want to continue to support independent rugby content from actual rugby fans. Like, I'm the elder statesman in this group. I know Brett likes to think that he's the older guy, but I'm the older guy, and I want to see this continue to grow. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the notifications so you get notifications whenever videos come up here with this group, because I guarantee you're going to get real independent rugby content. So let's go ahead and get on into Round 10 Major League Rugby. Starting off this week, we've got top of the West, bottom of the East, the winless Carolina Anthem welcoming in the Western Division leading Pote Human, Heineke Meyer, Houston Sabercats to Carolina. This one was already in the cards, folks. We knew how this one was going to go, but we'll go ahead and go through the news and notes here. Gideon Van Week, the South African-born Gideon Van Week, gets a try at the 12th minute. Unfortunately, AJ Alatimu does miss the conversion. 4 or 5 minutes later, the number one scorer for Carolina, the Kiwi, Waitakia, does get across. Unfortunately, conversion does fail. We're at 5-5, 16 minutes into this one. Then we get an absolutely amazing try from Vanderson.
COC9, some possession and territory time for the home side. Kick to the halfway line. Now it's Houston on the move. Van der Skyff. Room. Van der Skyff cruising in to dot it down.
That's the highlight of the game right there. AJ Alatimu does convert, and this one, it gets nothing but worse for Carolina from there. Renton gets a try at the 23rd minute. Alatimu does convert on that one. Misagalu does get a try at the 24th minute or 28th minute. Once again, Alatimu money on that one. Drew Wild. This is all in the first half. 35th minute, Alatimu does convert. We go into halftime with this one 33-3. And this was the wheels were already coming off on this one quickly. Come out in the second half. Looks like Houston took their foot off the brake a little bit. Jay Shetler does get a try at the 43rd minute. Unfortunately, the conversion misses. And then Al Jabori gets one at the 63rd minute. And then Waitakia does convert on that one. And then you get Misagalu with his second of the day at the 68th minute. Final score 38-15. Houston moves to 9-1. Next week, they will welcome the Chicago Hounds to Houston, Texas. And the Carolina Anthem fall to 0-10, and they will be welcoming LA next week. After Dallas got a round one victory against LA, LA was looking for a bit of revenge at Choctaw Stadium on Friday night. And this one came down to the wire, folks. This one started out, Strange gets a try at the 3rd minute. Hollinshead does convert, so it's 7-0 at the 4th minute. Dewey Kutsia with his league-leading 10th try on the year. Fohan Isaacs does get the conversion, but unfortunately is injured not too long after that. I did message the young man from the Eastern Cape. He has not answered back. He said he still needs to go see the doctor, but it does appear to be some kind of knee injury. He just kind of took a guy fell on him at the wrong spot, and it does happen. So we wish all the greatness. Hopefully he can get back on it. Sometimes the stat sites are completely wrong. It has Sam Gola scoring a try. It was not. It was the Kiwi Tuafia getting the try at the 21st minute. Tincho Elias does convert on that one. It is, at this point, kind of starting to look like it's Dallas's game, but Dam gets his first of 3 on the game. He gets the hat trick at the 31st minute. Hollinshead does miss the conversion. 6 minutes later, same thing. Dam gets another try. This time, Hollinshead does convert, and we go into halftime at 19-14 by way of Los Angeles. We come out in the second half, and Sam Tuafik gets his second, the former Counties Monaco boy there, at the 43rd minute. Elias does convert. Then we get, after a beautiful deep run by the local kid, Jason Tidwell, he offloads it to the Canadian, Ali Khan, and we get this beautiful try right here.
Last time Dallas was playing advantage, they look for the drop goal. Not here, they're looking for the try, looking for the full 5. The carry from Tidwell. Now he's down, as is the Rock. The Jackals have the 2-score lead they've been looking for.
And that's the open side.
That was a beauty there. Dam does complete the hat trick at the 74th minute, with Hollinshead getting the conversion. Jordan Chait gets the conversion, and it kind of comes down to, look, penalties. 2 yellow cards equals a red. This is what happened to former Puma and Jaguare Juan Pablo Zeiss, unfortunately, and it leads to a penalty late in the game, and Jordan Chait nails it, and they get the victory. 29-26 by way of Los Angeles getting the victory. Los Angeles improves to 2-6-1. Dallas falls to 4-6. Next week, Dallas will welcome one of the big dogs, Seattle, to Choctaw Stadium, and LA will look to continue their good fortunes against the winless Anthem. Next up, we had another team kind of at the top of the Western Conference, with a team trying to rise up in the Eastern Division standings, as we had the NOLA Gold welcoming the Seattle Seawolves. This one, I have to admit this week that my picks last week were pretty abhorrent. I did pretty bad on the Super Brew, but let's go ahead and get into this one. Dylan Jones gets the penalty at the 12th minute for NOLA. He does kick it through. It is 3-0. Then it just becomes the Seattle show, with Russo getting a try, Mac Mason getting the conversion, leading conversion there. Jim Smith gets a try at the 18th minute. Mason does convert. And then a penalty at the 22nd minute, and Mason once again kicks 3 through. Mao does manage to get a try at the 27th minute for NOLA Gold. Jones does convert on that one, but then Hugh gets a try at the 37th minute, and Mason does convert on that one. So we go in with a halftime score of 24-10. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is about what I picked. And then we get the second half. Oof. Maul gets his second of the day at the 56th minute. Jones does convert on that one. And you don't really get anything going back for Seattle for a while, but then we get this absolute beauty from Kalen Butcher, the Canadian.
The ball is twisting and turning. He's broken through.
But now it's a tackle, so they're going to have to release. There's a little pick and go, but it looks like Doc down there with the bald head. That's good. Now just build here.
We've been here before. We were here just a few minutes ago.
That's in.
Is it over the line? It is over the line! And Gold goes ballistic here in the stands. The fans are loving it.
That was the Canadian reserve Callum Botcher.
What a nice one. And Jay Roberts has come in to do the kicking duty. He does convert, and then Butcher gets his second of the day at the 72nd minute, and this is NOLA Gold's game. Russo does add a second one at the end of the game at the 70th minute. Sam Windsor, the Aussie-born stalwart of MLR, he's been playing in it since the beginning. He does convert. But surprisingly, NOLA Gold with the victory without Ed Fido playing this weekend. It was not expected, and they do get the victory 32-31. All you need is 1 point. Those of us who are Springbok fans know this very, very well. And next week, NOLA will welcome Utah, and Seattle will be at Dallas. NOLA moves to 5-4, and Seattle falls to 8-2. Once again, as I said earlier, my picks were pretty bad last week. I think I might have to adjust them for this week, but we had the DC Glory welcoming Chicago, and this one I had picked Chicago to win. We'll see how that goes. Gaddis gets to try for DC at the 6th minute. Bao does convert at 7-0 quickly into this one. 26th minute, Campbell answers back for Chicago, and the former Bolin Cavalier, Sir Lowry's past finest, Adrian Carroll does convert at the 27th minute on that one. So we're 7-all 27th minute into this one. Then Bao does get a penalty. The DC gets a penalty there. Well, Bao does kick and makes it 10-3 or 10-7, excuse me. But then shortly after that, we get this amazing try.
A lot of talk from him in the Chicago camp.
245 pounds of power, former NFL player. Tremendous athlete. Keith back on the pitch. Loia right on cue. Drives forward, arm is up.
Cash Malia there with a beautiful try for Chicago at the 35th minute. Carroll set his money so far on the day. Man, this one's looking really, really amped up and going. Right before they head to the sheds at halftime, another penalty on Chicago, but does make them pay on that one. And we go in 14-13. Pretty much a tie game going into the sheds at halftime. They come back out, and they come back out firing. Unfortunately, not firing in the correct way, as Chicago commits a penalty at the 45th minute. Discipline, discipline, discipline. And Bowd makes them pay. He kicks 3 up. They take the lead 16-14. Not even 4 minutes later, once again, discipline, discipline, discipline. Bowd makes them pay once again. And then finally, the try for Robertson at the 55th minute. O'Keefe does come in to manage to get a try at the 79th minute. Carlson does convert, but there's not enough time on the clock. 22-21 as Chicago falls to 5-4-1, and DC improves to 4-4-2. Next week, DC has the bye. Chicago will have their hands full in Houston. Last game we had on tap for the week, we had the expansion Miami Sharks welcoming in the Utah Warriors to South Beach. And this one I had picked Utah. They are currently just outside of playoff position in the Western Conference, with Miami being the expansion team, wins being few and far between. And once again, bad pick for the week. We'll go ahead and get into this one. Chilean international Santiago Videla gets the penalty at the 24th minute. It's 3-0. Ardo gets the try at the 31st minute. Videla does convert, so it is 10-0 at this point. And then we get the try from the Chilean international Santiago Videla.
Van de Hoven up in the air. Inciarte. Oitomen, he breaks. Will he have the support? Be there and support. It's a long run. Will he get there? He gets there. It's a try. Under the post. 7 points.
Here we'll see another good take from Van den Hoven. And again, decoy runs. Oitomen, who has been on fire so far this afternoon, breaks the line once again and finds the support from the number 10 on a very good supporting line. Ball in 2 hands, heads up. And the speed from the Chilean number 10, who puts some more points.
He does convert on his own try. We go into half, 17-0. Miami. Miami is just firing in this first half. Utah is just not getting anything going. They would get some phases, they'd get some penetration, and then they'd screw up. It just happened. Discipline, discipline. Listen, they come out in the second half. Avili does get a try at the 74th minute eventually. 74 minutes. Nothing. And you finally get a try. They are awarded a penalty try as well at the 79th minute. And then they do get one last one. Right after that, they do retain possession. Like I said, the game's not over until it's over. Pea gets a try at the 81st minute, and Hodgson does convert, but it's not enough. 20-19, the final from Miami, as Miami moves to 3-7, and Utah moves to 4-6. Next week, Miami will have the bye, and Utah will be at NOLA. Now it is time to look at the standings through 10 games in Major League Rugby, as the West sees the Houston SaberCats remaining at the top at 9-1. Seattle Seawolves are now still in second place at 8-2. San Diego at 6-3 takes up the third spot, and the final playoff spot in the Western Division is held by the Dallas Jackals at 4-6, rounded out by the 4-6 Utah Warriors and the 2-6-1 RFC Los Angeles. Now, taking a look at the Eastern Division, Eastern Conference standings, you have the New England Free Jacks all alone at top there, but creeping up just behind them, only down by 2 points, the 5-4-1 Chicago Hounds, followed by the 5-4-0 NOLA Gold and Old Glory DC at 4-4-2. Miami rounds it out, and then the winless Anthem of Carolina. Now for the clip that I always upload on TikTok for everybody so you can get these picks for the week. Major League Rugby. Like I said, my picks last week were abhorrent. They were really, really bad. It was really bad all around. This week I'm going to kind of maybe take a little bit more care into my picks. But starting off the weekend, we've got on May 18th, we have got the winless Carolina Anthem welcoming in RFC Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm going to pick Los Angeles on this. I have no bones about picking that. They are a good team. We've got NOLA Gold and Utah Warriors. NOLA looking solid. For the most part, they are going to be welcoming the Utah Warriors. I am going to pick NOLA on this one, but not by much. A big one down in the Space City as the Houston SaberCats welcome the Chicago Hounds. AJ Alatimu, Davy Cutser. It's really all you need. And I think that's all they need. And I think Houston does get the victory at home. We've got San Diego, one of the top teams in the West, welcoming the top team in the East. There are some rumors Petros may be injured. I don't know about that, but I am going to pick Ma'anonu and company. Marcel Bracky, Ryan James, all these guys that they got there. Who else? Obviously. Matt Gateau. I'm going to pick them over the New England Free Jacks by 10. And then last on the weekend, the Sunday match at Choctaw Stadium, Seattle, second place Seattle playing fourth place Dallas. And this is where opinions I'm going to go ahead and just make an opinion here. We'll kind of pause, clear the screen here. All right, look. I had Dallas making the playoffs because 4 teams, it's the top 4 teams each division. After what I saw last weekend, I wonder if Dallas even makes the playoffs. That was supposed to be a easily winnable game, and they lost. And if they're without the services of the Eastern Cape born Flahen Isaacs, who's been absolutely money this year, this is a big one for them. Nate Osborne, who is their backs coach, doing a great job. But I'm going to give this to Seattle. I don't think Dallas has. I know it was really close in Seattle back when they played earlier in the season. But Seattle's just on a different thing now. They've got really solid. Mac Mason is obviously really great at 10 for them. And I think they have Dallas's number once again. So there is that. So yes, give me Seattle over Dallas. And as we always end these videos, if you would love to follow along Major League Rugby, just Google how to watch Major League Rugby. It'll show you the links. You put in an email address and you can follow along to all these games live, unless they're televised, and then you get them about 24 hours later. But it's absolutely free to watch if you want to watch the newest competition in rugby union in North America. This is the 7th season now, 6th season, 7th season. And it is a growing league. It still has a lot to grow, obviously, if you watch the games. It's still getting there. And it's what we have, and it's going to be, hopefully, the thing that works and leads us into 2031. But until next time, like I said, please subscribe. And who knows, maybe you'll see me pitch side.